Hello everyone, this is Maureen and welcome to My Crochet Story. Today we're going to be looking at another stitch. Now, really it's not a stitch as much as it is a little tutorial on how to take a stitch and make something cute, like this little crochet heart for Valentine's Day. I mean, it is just a couple of weeks away, so I thought I would go ahead and use today's Basic Stitches series to show you how to take the granny square stitch and turn it into something really cute. Now, I hope that you will stay through to the end of this tutorial. I do ask that you share it out. Like I said, I think it's just a cute little idea to have. You can make it out of any fabric that you want. I normally make this out of cotton to use as coasters. I have used it as applique on some other granny squares, I have used it as making it a lot smaller with some thinner yarn to make little Christmas tree charms. There's just so much that you can do with this little pattern depending upon what your use is and what thread and of course what hook you're going to use. One other thing I wanted to say is that this particular size that I will be building today, as you can see, it would also make a very nice face wash, like if you used it out of some very nice cotton to give, do a 4 or 5, maybe even one for every day of the week, and put it in a little bag with some face soap, body soap, doesn't matter, but I just think it's a really cute pattern. And as I said, Valentine's is coming up, so that's why I wanted to share it with you today. Now, before I get into that, with all that rambling, let me say thank you so much for all of you being here. I do hope that you enjoyed the tutorial. Please leave me a comment down in the description box. Let me know what you think about the little heart and what you might use it for. If this is your first time in, welcome in to you as well. I do appreciate you popping over to see what it is this little tutorial is all about. I do hope too that it'll encourage you to go check out all the other content on my channel, and then hit that subscribe button that's over there in the corner, and then look for the bell with the little hugs on the side, because it'll let you know every time I upload some content. Now, this little heart here is made out of Walmart's Mainstay. It is an acrylic and it has some sparkle in it, as you can see. Now, I did this up as a demonstration for you, but if you're going to use it for anything like a coaster or a face scrubby or anything, I would recommend cotton. But you can make this really out of any yarn that you choose. You can also use it with the recommended hook size. Go up larger if you like and make it really lacy for whatever reason, like a doily state. I have seen some similar crocheted hearts that were made and then hooked together by chains to make a very pretty scarf. So that is another idea that you can do with that. But with all that chitter chatter, let me stop just a moment, get some yarn and my needle, and let me show you how I put this little thing together. Now, I am going to be using just some good old Red Heart acrylic 4-weight. I will, now many of you may not need to, but I am going to have a stitch marker here for a little bit later on, and you'll see why I need that. Also going to, I don't know why I have the tape measurer there. Maybe it's just to see how big it's going to be here in a little while. But I will be crocheting using my Furls Rosewood size H hook there. So to get started, we're going to use the magic ring. There we go. And we are going to put 4 double crochets into this very first stitch. Now, this chain 1 here does not count as anything. It's just to get me started here. So we're going to make 4 double crochets to start out with. There's 1, 2, 3, let's see, 1, 2, 3, and well, goodness. There we go. Now, you can use the chain 3, 4 method if you'd like. Just don't tighten up your circle all the way, because we're going to need this open here in just a little bit when we get ready to start making the bottom portion of our heart. All right, then we're going to chain 1 and we're going to turn. Then we're going to put 4 double crochets right between the post of the first and second double crochet there. We're not going into the top of either one of them. We're going right here between the post. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then we're just going to skip right over here between the 4th, the 3rd, and the 4th, and we're going to go right in between those posts as well and put in 4 double crochets. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm going to chain 1. So there's our first and second rows there. Now don't worry about this. As I said, you know, whether you do the magic ring or you do the chain 4, 5, 6, whatever you like to start out with. I would start out with 4 chains and then attach. Just don't tighten that up. Alright, so we've chained 1. We're going to turn our work. And again, between the first and the second double crochets here, we're going to go right in between the post and we're going to put 4 double crochets. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then we are going to go right here in between the space of the 4 double crochet clusters from the previous row, and we're going to put in 3 double crochets. So it's just like skipping 2, and we're going to go right in here and we're going to put in 3 double crochets. So there's 1, 2, 3, and then just as in the previous row, we're going to come over here to this 4 double crochet cluster, and we're going to go between the 3rd and 4th double crochets right there in between the posts, not on the tops but in between the posts, and we're going to put 4 double crochets. So at the beginning and end of each row, you're always going to put 4 double crochets in between the posts. Chain 1 and turn our work again. And then just like I said, we're going to start the row with, excuse me, my yarn's getting caught over here, 4 double crochets in this first cluster between the first and second post there. So here's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then we're going to skip over here in between the space right there, and we're going to put in 3 double crochets. Going to go over here in between the clusters. There's that space. We're going to put in another 3 double crochets. Now we're coming up to our 4 clusters, so we're going to go between the 3rd and the 4th double crochet of that ending cluster there, and we're going to put 4 double crochets. And we're going to increase by another row. So we're going to chain 1, turn our work, and again, now we're going in between the 1st and 2nd double crochet of that last cluster we made, and we're going to start off with 4 double crochets. Get a little more yarn here. Let's see, we have 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then just like before, we're going to go in between each of these clusters here, and we're going to put 3 double crochets. Now you can make your heart as big as you want just by simply repeating this technique, starting off with 4 double crochets in your beginning cluster between the 1st and the 2nd post of your first 2 double crochets, and then in between each 3 double crochet cluster you're going to put in 3 double crochets until you get to the end. Here is our 4 double crochet cluster, so we're going to go right in between the 3rd and the 4th post and do our last cluster of the row, which is the 4 double crochets. Alright, so at this particular point in time, I am going to go ahead and start making the shape of my heart. And so I'm going to do that by, chaining 1. And this time I'm going to go right back into the top of this first stitch here, first double crochet, excuse me, and I'm going to make 1 double crochet. And then I'm going to skip these next 3, and right in here between the space I'm going to do 3 double crochets. So there's 1, 2, 'I'm going to do that again. Skip over to the next space between the next clusters. And I'm going to do 3 double crochets again. skip over to the next cluster. Skip over to the next cluster. And I'm going to double crochet into the very last stitch over here of the previous cluster. No chain, just double crochet. As you can see, that kind of is going to start pulling this in for us here. Did I put 4 there? I sure did, didn't I? Well, looky there. Teachable moment. Even the teacher can make a mistake. I'm going to pull that out. And I'm going to go back and do what I told you to do, but I did not do. And I'm not cutting that out. I think it's important for you to see that even as content creators, we make mistakes. And now I'm going to end the row by coming over here into the top of my 4th double crochet, and I'm just going to put in a double crochet. Chain 1, and I'm going to turn my work. And we're going to do that one more time. We're going to chain 1, which I've already done. I'm going to make a double crochet right here in the top of the first stitch. We're going to skip over to this first space between the 3 double crochets, and we're going to make 3 more double crochets. One, two, three. Make sure I'm counting this time. 1, 2, and 3. One more cluster of 3. 1. Whoops, didn't go all the way through the strand. There we go. 2, 3. I'm down to my last cluster here, and as we did before, my yarn is, oh my goodness, I just got a yarn barf, y'all. You would not believe what this thing looks like. So give me just a moment. Oh, maybe that'll just fall on out now. There we go. Whew! I thought I was going to have to turn the camera off. Alright. And we're going to skip right on over here. Instead of putting in 3, we're going to go right into this top of this last double crochet here and put in 1 double crochet. Now it's going to pucker just a little bit, but give us a moment, we'll get this straightened out. So now we're going to make our little top lobe here where it comes in, goes back out again. All right, I had to stop the camera in a moment because that yarn barf was worse than what I thought. All right, so we are back to row 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're starting on row 7, and we are going to start out with 1 double crochet back into the top of that first stitch. We're going to skip all these 3, and we're going to put 1 cluster of 3 double crochets into the first space there. And then we're going to chain 3. And into this next space here, we're going to go under and we're going to pull up and make a slip stitch. Then we're going to chain 3. Into this next space here, we're going to put 3 double crochets. And then we're going to skip this row or this cluster of 3 and into this very last double crochet here, we are going to put 1 double crochet. Alright, and as you can see, we've made our little lobe there to make our heart. Now what we're going to do is we're going to chain 1 and we're going to put a border here on our heart. So we're going to chain 1, and now we're just going to put single crochets all the way around. So we're going to put first, we're going to put 3 double crochets into this first space here, right there beside, excuse me, 2 double crochets right there into that space. And I have a piece of paper there. Where in the world did you come from? And then over here into this space along the side of the double crochet, we're going to put 1 single crochet. If I can get it through there, there we go. And then into this space here of the next double crochet, we're going to put 1 single crochet, 2 single crochets. And then in the space here where we did our chain 1, we're going to put 1 single crochet. And you're just going to put single crochets alternating 1 into the chain 1 space, and in where you have your double crochet there, we're going to put 2. There's 1, 2. Getting ready to go into this chain 1 space here. As you see, I'm getting ready to come down here to the bottom. And into this double crochet space, we're going to put 2 double crochets. And so now here along the bottom, what we're going to do is, remember I told you not to tighten this up? We're going to put in 5 double crochets to give us our little point section here on our bottom of a heart. Now I am going to take the loop, the tail of my loop here, and I'm just going to put it off over here to the side. Going to put in my 5 double crochet, 5 single crochets, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now you can come back and tighten that up, and it'll make the point of your heart here, which we'll come back and fix up a little bit here in a minute. Alright, so now we're back over to this side here. We want 2 double crochets, or we want 2 or 1? No, we want 1 double crochet here. We want 2 double crochets into the next space. I'm saying double crochets, folks. You know that I'm doing single crochets. I'm so sorry. And then 1 single crochet. And then we should have 2 single crochets here into the next space. One single crochet into the next space. And then when you get up here to where your chains are from that we made, or excuse me, the double crochet that we made to start making our lobe here, we're going to put 1 single crochet there into that chain 1 space, and then we're going to put, 3, let's see, yeah, 3 single crochets, and then we're going to put 1 single crochet. Then again, here is our space here. We're going to put in, now notice that we're up here, notice we're up here at the top where we have actual tops that we can work into, excuse me. So we're going to start this with a half double crochet, then a double crochet, and a half double crochet. So that will give us our nice smooth curve there. We'll do that again. In this chain 3 space here, we're going to put a half double crochet, a double crochet, and a half double crochet. And then, just as we did before, where this slip stitch is, we're going to go down in and slip stitch, making it a tall slip stitch. So it gives us our nice curved lobe here. And then we're going to finish up the side just as we did coming in. We're going to do a half double crochet into that chain 3 space. Going to do a double crochet and a half double crochet. Then we're going to do it again, a half double crochet into the top of this double crochet, a half double crochet, excuse me, a double crochet. We did a half, a double, and now another half. And then we're going to finish out by slip stitching into that very first single crochet that we made when we started our border. And then I like to just go ahead and go into the next stitch and tie off one more time. Got scissors here. And pull through. Now, just like any granny square, you're going to have to do a little pulling there to get her to lay down. And there is your little granny square heart. Sorry, I'm trying to get her centered there. Now I'm going to go ahead and find my tapestry needle here, and I'm going to tie in my ends real quick. Now you can, however it is that you like to tie in your ends. I just like to come to the back here. Go ahead and weave it through. There she is. And then I'll just find me some post or just some stitches to hide her back through there. And then I'll come back one more time this way. And then just for security reasons, guys, I always go back a third time. Again, you do what you were taught. That's what I was taught. You don't have to go that many times, but like I said, that's how many I go. And come down here, hide my tail from the bottom. I do not know what is on my mat here. My little projects keep picking up stuff. And then again, just as I did up at the top, I'm just going to find me some little loops here to hide my tail in. Go back And then one more time. Alright, so there she is. Here's my little heart. Now, of course, she is going to need a little bit of blocking, but most granny squares do. But there she is. I do hope that you enjoyed this little tutorial. I love making these. Make them in all different colors, some with sparkle. They look all absolutely gorgeous in variegated colors. You know, just anything you'd want to make them out of. Now, I typically do mine, like I said, in cotton, because I want to use them as coasters. You know, you always want it to soak up any kind of water. I love to use it for washing my face with, you know, just something a little pretty, a little bit different. I love making them up in cotton and putting them in a little basket, or, you know, a little tin with some bath bombs, or some, you know, just something to clean the face with, that kind of thing. Makes a great excuse me, present for a teenage girl, you know, it's just starting with the cleansers and things like that. So lots and lots of different uses. Now, you can also use this size, make two of them, put them together, and make a nice little teapot, you know, placemat. Put your teapot on if you're having tea. So just all sorts of different things that you can make with the granny square heart. And here earlier, I made one out of white. So, sorry, I keep getting off camera. Don't know what's up with that. So there you go. As I said, I do hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please consider sharing it out, because who doesn't like a nice and different heart pattern? So until tomorrow, remember, be the light out there in the darkness for someone today, because you never know. Could be your light that they are needing to see. I love you all. Bye.